Hey Redeemer, this is Sean Slate, pastor at Redeemer Church Knoxville, and I just want to invite you to go ahead and sit down because I got a lot of things to say, and I hope you'll pay attention and bear with me. And the first is this: we are so excited that we're about to regather together so that we can worship in person with one another. And so I want to remind you that our services are scheduled to be at 8:30, at 10, and at 11:30. All right, 8:30, 10, and 11:30. To that end, we're going to need you to RSVP. And so if you'll go to the website, you can RSVP. There's a little banner and you can click on it, and then you can sign up for the time that you want to come, whether you want to come at 8:30, at 10, or 11:30. RSVP is very important for us because it allows us to cap our services at 125 people. The other reason that they're very important for us is because they allow us to help with contact tracing. And so if anybody gets it, we're able to contact you and let you know that. The second thing I want to say is if you're not able to make it to the worship services, we understand that and we respect that. And we say stay home. And we are going to be recording the 8:30 service and then getting it up online. We don't exactly know how long it takes to get the service out of the camera, onto the computer, up to Greenland where the internet is, and then back into your home. But we're hoping that that service will be uploaded by 11:30, which is the last service. Because remember, we're doing 3 services. There's one at 8:30, there's one at 10, and there's one at 11:30. And so if you're not able to make any of those, if you don't RSVP to any of those, you can always catch it online. We're hoping to have that up by 11:30. A few things about the service that are going to be different. And the first is that since we're not able to provide childcare at this time, and in order to limit exposure inside the building, we're hoping to limit our service to an hour. And so that means that we're going to have to experiment a little bit with our liturgy in order to get everything in within an hour. And so one of the things that means is that we're going to have offering boxes at the exits. That means that nobody has to touch plates. Nobody has to touch that money. Nobody has to touch the coin, right? So anyway, you just put it in those boxes. We'll collect that later. Also, on those tables where the boxes are, there's going to be hand sanitizer and there will be mask if you don't have those. Communion is going to be like we've been doing it on Sunday afternoons. And what that means is that you're going to take it back to your seat. You're going to hold it. You're the only person who will ever touch your communion elements. And so we just want you to know that. And then also, one of the joys of gathering together in person is that you get to see each other and that you get to catch up with one another. And so after the service, we are going to ask you to fellowship outside in the parking lot or to go into the chapel, because we're going to have to reset and to clean the sanctuary before the next worship service begins. And so we're going to invite you to go out into the parking lot for fellowship and for catching up with one another. Also, we are going to ask you to wear a mask, and we're going to ask that if you have been sick, that you would please stay home. I know that not everyone likes to wear a mask, and I know that some of you think that they are extra, as the kids said last year. But the health department recommends them, and many of us believe that they help in protecting one another from the spread of the virus. And I just want to say, even Dolly is requiring masks at Dollywood. Now, I know that not everybody likes that. You might disagree with me, and that's totally fine. But this really is a very easy Romans 14, weaker brother, stronger brother issue. We should bend over backwards in love to help people gather in comfortable ways. We should never demand our freedom that we have in Christ. We should always be willing to lay it down for one another, especially for the weak and for the vulnerable. And to sacrifice, to lay your rights down, to lay them aside for the sake of another is an act of worship. It is an act, an expression of love. And so we will ask you to wear a mask in order just to participate in love. And to that end, it is my responsibility to let you know that someone in our congregation who attended one of the communion services this past Sunday has tested positive for COVID-19. They are asymptomatic at this time, but they have tested positive. And because we take attendance at these services, we have been able to let everyone in that service know. And so if you were in their service, you have received a phone call already letting you know this. And this is why we're asking for RSVP, so that we can keep you posted if you are exposed while you're here. Also, after hearing about this positive test, we then went and we contacted the health department, the Knoxville Health Department, for their advice. And they told us that due to the precautions that we have put in place, such as masks and cleaning and distancing and limited time inside, they feel like we're at very low risk. They feel like there's very low risk that anyone has been exposed here at Redeemer. But if you take off the masks, if you do not socially distance, then they would be very concerned. And so here's the point. Every interaction is a risk. Playing golf is a risk. Playing ultimate frisbee is a risk. Going to work is a risk. Going to a restaurant, taking out food, right? Going to a bar, going to a friend's house, going to the pool, going on vacation, going to the grocery store. Every one of these things are a risk. They have a risk associated with them. And that's just life. And the reality is that COVID is not going away. COVID is here. And we're not waiting for it to go away. We have to learn how to live with it. And what that means is that as a community, we have got to figure out how to limit the risks, right? How to limit the risk factors, right? And all health professionals are saying there are 3 ways to limit it. Wear a mask, socially distance, wash your hands. Now that's a lot. I know it's heavy, but we really are very excited about regathering together in person. We're doing everything we can to limit the risks. There are risks associated with it. But we do believe God calls his people to gather and worship. And so we want to provide that opportunity for you. We know that not all of you can do that, and we support that. And so we're going to try to put our service online to help you out. But we hope that you will join us either in person or online this coming Sunday. And just a reminder, we're gathering 8:30, 10, and 11:30. And we really do hope to see you soon. If there's anything you need, please let us know at the office at redeemerknoxville.org. And we look forward to getting back in touch with you and seeing you very soon. Peace be with you.